Hello everyone. Welcome to the course of Web Development by RS Academy. In today's session, we will discuss what is HTML. So, HTML is an acronym which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is used for creating web pages and web applications. Let's see what is meant by Hypertext Markup Language and web page. Hypertext simply means text within text. A text has a link within it is a hypertext. Whenever you click on a link which brings you to a new web page, you have clicked on a hypertext. Hypertext is a way to link two or more web pages with each other. What is markup language? A markup language is a computer language that is used to apply layout and formatting conventions to a text document. Markup language makes text more interactive and dynamic. It can turn text into images, tables, links, etc. What is web page? A web page is a document which is commonly written in HTML and translated by a web browser. A web page can be identified by entering an URL. A web page can be of the static or dynamic type. With the help of HTML only, we can create static web pages. Hence, HTML is a markup language which is used for creating attractive web pages with the help of styling and which looks in a nice format on a web browser. An HTML document is made of many HTML tags. An HTML tag contains different content. Now let's see an example of HTML. So this is the example of HTML document, that how we can write the HTML document. Now let's understand the description of HTML example. First is doc type. Doc type, it defines the document type or it instructs the browser about the version of HTML. Next tag is HTML. This tag informs the browser that it is an HTML document. Text between HTML tag describe the web document. It is a container for all other element of HTML except doc type. Next is head. It should be the first element inside the HTML element, which contains the metadata, information about the document. It must be closed before the body tag opens. Next tag is title. As its name suggested, it is used to add title of that HTML page which appears at the top of browser window. It must be placed inside the head tag and should close immediately. Body tag. Text between body tag describes the body content of the page that is visible to the end user. This tag contains the main content of the HTML document. H1 tag. Text between H1 tag describes the first level heading of the web page. P tag. Text between P tag describe the paragraph of the web page. Now let's see the brief history of HTML. In the late 1980s, Tim Berners-Lee, who was a contractor at CERN, proposed a system for CERN researchers. In 1989, he wrote a memo proposing an internet-based hypertext system. Tim Berners-Lee is also known as the father of HTML. The first available description of HTML was a document called HTML tags, proposed by Tim in late 1991. The latest version of HTML is HTML5, which we will learn later in the tutorials. Now let's understand some of the HTML versions. Since the time HTML was invented, there were lot of HTML versions in market. The brief introduction about the HTML version is given below. HTML 1.0. The first version of HTML was 1.0, which was the bare bones version of HTML language, and it was released in 1991. HTML 2.0. This was the next version, which was released in 1995, and it was standard language version for website design. HTML 2.0 was able to support extra features such as form based file upload, form elements such as text box, option button, etc. HTML 3.2. HTML 3.2 version was published by W3C in early 1997. This version was capable of creating tables and providing support for extra options for form elements. It can also support a web page with complex mathematical equations. It became an official standard for any browser till January 1997. Today, it is practically supported by most of the browsers. HTML 4.1. HTML 4.1 version was released on December 1999, and it is a very stable version of HTML language. This version is the current official standard, and it provides added support for style sheets and scripting ability for various multimedia elements. HTML5 is the latest version of hypertext markup language. The first draft of this version was announced in January 2008. There are two major organizations. One is W3C, World Wide Web Consortium, and another one is WHATWG, Web Hypertext Application Technology Working Group, which are involved in the development of HTML5 version, and still it is under development. Now let's discuss some of the features of the HTML. It is a very easy and simple language. It can be easily understood and modified. It is very easy to make an effective presentation with HTML because it has a lot of formatting tags. It is a markup language, so it is provided a flexible way to design web pages along with the text. It facilitates programmers to add a link on the web pages, so it enhances the interest or browsing of the user. It is platform independent because it can be displayed on any platform like Windows, Linux, and Macintosh, etc. It facilitates the programmer to add graphics, videos, and sound to the web pages and which make it more attractive and interactive. HTML is a case insensitive language, which means we can use tags either in lowercase or uppercase. It is always recommended to write all tags in lowercase for consistency, readability, etc. So this is brief about the HTML. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe.